Right out the gate, the judge sets the tone, moves forward, basically a legal filter. And when a ticket situation.
Mr. Nelson, a preliminary examination is a hearing where it must be established that it's probable cause to believe it was crime when committed, probable cause that you did it. The matter will be set for that hearing next Wednesday. The problem is, Mr. Robert, this may be the kind of case that takes all afternoon or more. Do we think there's enough time in that afternoon to do this?
When I talked with Miss Davis, she thought there would be.
All right. That's fine with me. Normally, I think I'm covering Judge Patterson's day, but I already set some unpleasant thing on there for him as it is. But we'll set this for November 12th at 1 o'clock. That's the one the notice already is. The defendant's posted a substantial bond. Some condition of your bond that you not have any contact with.
Notice how the judge praises compliance. I see you're respecting the system. Just a few minutes. Defendants whose cases are anything.
And the witnesses in this case, including Paige Bone, or any of the other witnesses. You apparently complied with the terms of your bond. You're here today. So the next hearing in this matter is November 12th at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you're good to go.
Yes, sir.
So that case.
Yes, Mr. Nelson, you're good to go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next is People versus Justin Gregg. Is Mr. Gregg here?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
And that's when we thought there was going to be a waiver.
At this point, he was asking for an exam, and so, but I did explain to the prosecutor that I would go talk to him again at the jail because he seemed to be saying conflicting things. So,
all right, well, he owes $1,928 worth of unpaid fines and costs.
Mr. Gregg,
yes.
Your Honor, if that prelim goes, the victim in the case is nonverbal, communicates only through writing. I don't know what procedures we need to put in place to hold that exam.
Well, I certainly won't be able to do it at the same time as the homicide prelim. So I'll set that one aside and see what comes of your meeting with him. Then the last one is Devin Martin. Mr. Martin, would you come up and have a seat?
And here comes the turn. Snowballs into a full-blown felony case. This is more common than you think. Can legally morph into an energy shift.
Good morning, sir. You Devin Allen Martin?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Martin, you're charged with some serious charges. Started as a ticket and evolved into a felony. That happens sometimes. The complaint alleges that, oops, that's the wrong guy. You got a ticket originally on July 6th for reckless driving and failed to stop after assured clear distance. That was amended to a felony complaint alleging that you were driving a car on US 131 with a blood alcohol content over 0.08 and you caused the serious impairment of a bodily function of Michelle Shockley. That is a felony punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $5,000. Count 2 is operating with a high blood alcohol level, which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 180 days in jail.
Pay attention to this. It's rare insight to maintain neutrality. They only need probable cause. At this stage, the judge is basically flying blind.
And a fine of up to $700. Carries 6 points. Reckless driving on 131 also is a misdemeanor, up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Once the felony was charged, it changed the circumstance. The way this was done, I don't know anything about it. There's no bond information sheet. There's no affidavit of probable cause. I think it got done after the ticket, a notice to appear. The problem is there's no bond. It doesn't appear that any bond was ever set with any bond conditions. Mr. Gibson, what are we going to do with this case?
I was just able to obtain some medical records this morning, but I have no objection. The prosecutor suggested potentially asking for a 1-week adjournment of this case to give me time to go over the medical records with my client. The medical records in this case, I guess, have heightened importance based upon the elements, the way the case is charged.
Yes, and as I said, I can't tell anything. To some extent, the judge isn't supposed to know much about the case until it gets before him for sentence, but is entitled to know whether there's probable cause to make an arrest. And this is a little different because it started as a ticket and then it became charged as a felony, so they gave you a notice to appear. I'm okay with continuing this for pre-exam, which will be in front of me for November 12th at 8:30. Is that acceptable to you, Mr. Robert?
Are you saying a new pre-exam conference?
Yes, not set a prelim, just set a pre-exam. I certainly don't want to set it for that day when everything else is going on. All right, continue for PEC.
And I know the court's brought it up. We would ask the court to add bond conditions,
I'm
including not drinking.
gonna do some here in a minute, but thank you. Pre-exam November 12th, 2025 at 8:30, and preliminary examination for November 18.
Judge, for the prelim, if it does go, I know Ms. Camfield is the one who's taken an interest in this case and done interviews with the victim. I believe she's out of the office on the 18th. So I would ask the court if they could set the.
All right, well, let's see where we are next week. I always set it for another date, but we'll put that as a target date. All right, right now you don't have any bond conditions.
This is where the courtroom stops feeling procedural and gets personal. Deaths in the county means lives are being destroyed. The case carries community.
And normally in this kind of a case, we would have conditions of bond, not the least of which is you're not using any alcohol. Mr. Robert, this accident was at 131 in Heimbaugh. I think that's what the ticket says.
Yeah.
You know this. We've had just a record bad year for vehicular deaths and accidents. I don't know if we've ever had as many as we have had this year. Let me look at this. Mr. Martin, what's your occupation?
Mechanic,
Who do you work for?
St. Joseph County Transportation Authority.
All right. Are you on bond other than this?
No,
Are you on probation or parole anywhere?
no.
Says you have a valid chauffeur's license.
I have a CDL.
This could certainly affect all that.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna add some bond conditions. The bond, there's no sense making a cash bond. You've already been arrested, posted, well, they let you out and now you're here, but I'm gonna do a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. You're gonna have to sign that bond. You shall personally appear for any examination, arraignment, trial, sentencing, or any other hearing. Abide by any judgment entered by the court and surrender to the court if a sentence is imposed. Do not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. Do you have any reason to go to Indiana?
Nope.
We have guys that work at the shops across the state line. Do not commit any crimes while being released. Provide email and telephone number to the court in writing. Do not use alcohol or controlled substances. Participate in a substance abuse testing or monitoring program. Or refer you to community corrections. You're not going to jail. I think you've probably been in compliance with your terms of your bond. This accident was some time ago, back in July. I'm not sure what happened. It takes time to get blood alcohol back from the crime lab, medical information from injuries.
This is classic judicial balancing, tightening restrictions to protect the public, travel limits, testing. It's a legal leash. Case up next is far
Maybe
from over.
accident, construction, reconstruction reports. So sometimes it takes a while to get all the information the prosecutor needs to make the charge. But this is a serious charge. Is Michaela Shockley related to Bruce?
I don't know that.
Do you know? All right, I'm not sure who that person is. I think I know her, but not exactly. All right, your next hearing will be a pre-exam next Wednesday morning at 9:30. 8:30, excuse me. I'm going to see bond conditions. You're going to go out to the clerk's office and sign this PR bond. You're going to have some testing to make sure you're not using any drugs or alcohol, including marijuana. Marijuana is legal for recreational purpose for adults, but not while you're on this bond. And we'll see where we're headed with this. As I said, I don't know anything about it. I don't know the extent of the injuries. I don't know what your blood alcohol was. You don't seem to have anything bad on your driving record. Mr. Gibson, I'll ask you to take your client out to the counter. So we have a prelim on a felony homicide case. We have a continued pre-exam. And we don't know yet about Mr. Gregg. Mr. Gibson, what do you know about Mr. Loftus, who's set for prelim this afternoon? All right, we're back. We took a short break. And Mr. O'Bear and Mr. Knopfinger are ready to go. All right, this is the time that we're going to address our pre-exam conferences. They set them every Tuesday for 8:30, which is a little unrealistic since we usually have a bunch of arraignments, at least on my Tuesday. But we're not doing too bad. It's 8:57. First matter up for this morning is in the matter of People versus Isaiah Ryan Catron. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Here with your lawyer, Mr. Luke Knopfsinger. Let's take a look at this actual formal complaint. Allegation is that on October 7th, that you assaulted Elisa McWaters with a dangerous weapon, a firearm, but without intending to commit the crime of murder or inflict great bodily harm. They also charge you with domestic violence second offense, which is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. And they charge you with malicious destruction of personal property, more than 200, but less than 1,000, alleging that you destroyed a cell phone that belonged to Elisa McWaters. One thing they did not charge you with is possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, which carries a mandatory minimum 2-year prison sentence preceding and consecutive to any other charge. That's not currently a part of this complaint. Good morning, Mr. O'Bear. What's the status with this one, if we know?
Mr. Knoxberg has indicated he'd like this case left on for prelim.
All right. Mr. Catron, I think you owe me some money. You owe a careless driving ticket due by November 10th. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I just paid that yesterday, sir.
Very good. All right. Now, there are bond conditions here. You posted a $7,500 bond. By 10%, and those conditions include no assault or threatening behavior, no drugs, no alcohol, and no contact whatsoever with Elisa McWaters. Apparently, you've been in compliance with those terms. I want you to continue to do that.
Yes, sir.
You still live on Millard Street?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, and she's not there?
No, sir.
All right. Well, you're entitled to have what's called a preliminary examination in a felony case. That's a hearing where it must be established that there's probable cause to believe that a crime was committed, probable cause that you did it. We'll proceed on the basis that we're going to have such a hearing. That will be next Tuesday.
No.
Wednesday, Judge.
Wednesday, yeah. Next week is Labor Day. So this prelim would actually be on Judge Patterson's calendar. All right, preliminary examination. I've put sobriety court on the 12th. I'm not sure it would have been Judge Patterson's day. So set pre-exam for November 12th. At 1 o'clock. It will be in front of the other judge, but that's okay. He's certainly capable of dealing with this. Mr. Catron, you continue to comply with the terms of your bond. You apparently paid your careless driving ticket. Your obligation is to be here next Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Yes,
All
sir.
right, you're good to go.
Judge.
Thank you, Judge.